Welcome into the Arrowhead Addict halftime show. My name is Price Carter. Thank you so much for joining us. Uh, Discombobulated. Like, that's the word that comes to mind when it really describes that whole half of football, not just from the Chiefs, but from the Commanders, from the officials, from everything. There's another great podcast out there called Only Weird Games. Chiefs are certainly playing their version of a weird game today. We'd expect nothing less, honestly, from them. Let's put some things in perspective real quick. Patrick Mahomes throws the first drive. The Commanders they turn the ball over on a weird bounce play by Deebo Samuel. It looked like they were kind of moving the ball down the field pretty well. McDaniel makes a nice interception on that ricochet. Chiefs go down, throw an interception that was a hell of a play by Marshawn Lattimore. We turnover worthy plays. That's been a buzzword here the last couple of weeks. That was it a turnover worthy play? Probably, but it was also a hell of a play, a low percentage throw that just turned the ball over. Then the Commanders go down, go for it on fourth down. They don't get it. And then the Chiefs go down and throw another interception, back-to-back interceptions by Patrick Mahomes. That interception was certainly not on him, where it ricochets off of Travis Kelce's hand into Bobby Wagner's hands. The Chiefs then get another stop. Then they go down and score a touchdown. So it's just been this back and forth. The Commanders have always been a team that really go for it quite a bit. Jane Daniels been a cheat code with going for it on fourth down. Someone was giving me a hard time on Twitter during the first half that I talked about how the Chiefs had only turned the ball over twice the entire season so far, and they followed that up by doubling their turnover amount after today, which I will take that. I will wear that. If I had that type of power, I am very powerful and very proud of that. Here's the thing. Dan Quinn is a guy who's been known to rally the troops. This is a team that is playing like they know that they're the underdog. I don't know why Marcus Mariota turns into like 2014 Oregon Marcus Mariota, Heisman winner Marcus Mariota when he plays the Chiefs, but he really does. I've been pretty impressed by him, and he's managing to keep plays alive long enough. You can tell that the Chiefs are bringing pressure. I think George Karlaftis has had a hell of a first half. He is wreaking havoc on that, but he has really just been able to continue to extend plays. He has extended several plays. It's not really the ground game that's been hurting them. It's more the pass game. This Chiefs defense has been pretty good about limiting explosive plays. And today, that's not been the case. Marcus Mariota's got 155 yards passing. He's averaged 9.1 yards per an attempt. Actually, better than what the Chiefs are doing right now. Mahomes, 8 for 15, 89 yards, 5.9 yards a tip, 2 interceptions, taking 1 sack. I think that first series, Jalen Moore was kind of struggling with his man on his side. I think that they've righted the ship there a little bit, but this is looking a lot more offensively like the 2024 Chiefs. And I don't even mean necessarily that as far as the output, right? Like, I think that there's a situation here where the Chiefs have essentially been in the red zone twice. They had a nice explosive play to Xavier Worthy that didn't end up mattering because of the interception. The turnovers are the biggest factor here, right? Like, the Chiefs have had the ball 4 times and essentially had 3 turnovers, the 2 turnovers with the interceptions, and then they're not able to get anything down through the goalposts there at the end. Part of that is because they inexplicably burned some timeouts. You wish you had a couple more timeouts there to work the middle of the field for sure. But 3 empty possessions with no points, like that's the type of thing that'll keep the Commanders in this game. And the Commanders, they kind of did the same thing, right? It's a tie game, 7-7. Ultimately, it comes back to, I am a little disappointed with how the Chiefs offense is running right now. It feels much more of that condensed, scared, like we're getting the ball out as quickly as possible. We're attacking the middle or the intermediate part of the field as much as possible to the shallow part. Where is some of that more explosive element? And I don't even mean just like throwing go routes to Tyquan Thornton or to Xavier Worthy. I mean attacking the middle of the field. Where is that? The Rashee Rice slant, the dig, the quick hooks, those type of things. They've been targeting behind the line of scrimmage quite a bit. And I don't know if the Chiefs just thought that they could put their C-plus playbook out there again and get away with it against this Commanders defense that's struggling and dinged up. But I think that they're going to have to find a new way to attack this defense, because it seems like their defense is really crashing downhill on those screens. give them credit. They've come out with the fire in their gut. They're playing like 10.5 point underdogs. And, the Chiefs have brought in variance into this game. Something that is continually frustrating is the amount of yards that the Chiefs allow on kickoff return. It feels like every time the defenders are getting to the 35, the 40, Luke McCaffrey has a big return to kick off the game. I mean, that basically puts you in a spot where you can allow maybe 2, maybe 3 first downs before you're in field goal range for most kickers in the modern NFL. That's pretty frustrating because, that just creates a real low margin of error for your defense. And the defense, I've seen a lot of disdain for Shamari Connor. He is the frequent whipping boy. Look, the Chiefs defense has been playing pretty well these last couple of weeks. They had a hell of a game against the Lions, really a standout performance for that whole defense. They've given up 7 points. I understand the frustration there. I think that they are trying to do certain things here defensively where they're trying to put on a lot of pressure on the Commanders' offense and the pass rush and the pass protection. And I think that's leaving them a little bit exposed. We've seen some guys kind of wide open. We'll see what the adjustments look like coming out after half. Offensively, again, I think the pass protection, obviously it's taken a hit without Josh Simmons, without Trey Smith. You saw Mike Caliendo get got on a play there. They're going to have to figure out how to mitigate that a little bit. The Commanders are pinning their ears back, not just in the pass rush, but also in the secondary. It feels like they're really crashing downhill. So, Tyquan Thornton has really kind of disappeared from this game plan the last 2 weeks since Rashee Rice has come back. We see the Chiefs make a concerted effort to get Rashee Rice in this game plan. I never thought it was going to be 100% easy peasy, just plug Rashee Rice into this offense. There were going to need to be some discussions about the roles and where these guys fit in, and maybe figuring out where Hollywood Brown, where Tyquan Thornton fit into this as part of that, because I'm not always most confident that Hollywood Brown is just the clear, huge upgrade over Tyquan Thornton all of the time. Let's take a look at some of the stats here. I mean, per usual, Patrick Mahomes is the Chiefs' leading rusher with 3 carries for 31 yards. Pacheco, 4 for 17. He's had a couple good carries, had a couple carries to forget. Kareem Hunt, short yardage hack that he is, 3 carries for 11 yards. Rashee Rice with that really nice wildcat formation, almost scores there. Kind of nice to see a QB option there, an option toss to Brashard Smith. That's just something that's nice to see out on the edge. Travis Kelce, despite that turnover, has been the leading receiver in this game and was wide open down the field, 4 for 51. Xavier Worthy, 1 for 27 on that nice wheel route that he had. Rashee Rice, just 2 for 6. And part of that is that one of those was like 4 or 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Juju Smith-Schuster, 1 for 5. Hollywood Brown, 1 target, 0 catches. That's what I'm talking about. The Rashee Rice, Juju Smith-Schuster, that 3 catches there, like that feels like the spot where this Commanders defense is most vulnerable, with Bobby Wagner, with Frankie Louvu. And they just seem to not really be attacking it. And I don't know if they don't think that they can protect or if it just isn't part of the game plan today. But man, like that's where it really feels like. Defensively, the pass rush has been around Marcus Mariota. He, again, is just like turned into Heisman Marcus Mariota, where he's evading the pass rush very effectively. Would like to see them really be able to kind of attack that finish there is really the big part, right? Because it just seems like Marcus Mariota has been squirming out of that all night. For the Commanders, Marcus Mariota, their leading rusher, 6 carries for 22 yards. They've done a good job bottling up the run. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, 7 carries for 18 yards, 2.6 yards per attempt. You'll take that all day. And then, I think like if you're talking about things that are positive here, listen to the leading receivers for the Commanders. Jeremy McNichols, 3 receptions for 52 yards. Luke McCaffrey, 2 for 26. John Bates with 1 for 22. Ben Sinnott, K-State legend, 1 for 22. That's their leading receivers. Terry McLaurin, 1 for 11. It was a significant one. Zach Ertz, 3 for 11. Deebo Samuel, 3 for 11. They're doing a great job of limiting the stars on this team. And, if you're going into this game, you say, hey, we're going to limit Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. We're going to limit Zach Ertz. We're going to limit Terry McLaurin. We're going to limit Deebo Samuel. And we're going to make Marcus Mariota beat us. That sounds like a great plan. And for the record, that's mostly what they're doing, right? That's mostly how this has gone. It's just there's been a lot of variance in this game. Again, the Chiefs 3 possessions without scoring. And Marcus Mariota, I will give him credit, has stepped up to the challenge here. Maybe he should have been a Chief. He plays games in Arrowhead above his talent level consistently. So boy, overall though, I know like I've seen some comments here, finger over the panic button, all the frequent whipping boys. We've already got our Matt Nagy comments. It took exactly one half of average offensive football for those to come back. Overall though, like look, the Chiefs, they get the ball after half here. I do think that is an important position for them. This felt constipated this first half. This felt tight. This felt like things were moving a little too fast for them. Now, it would be a great position for them to come out, get back to the ground game a little bit, get back to some of their bread and butter on offense, and get down there and score and start putting some pressure on the Commanders. I do not think that the Commanders are just going to be this high level offense all the way through, which they've kind of been so far. So I think if they can keep doing what they're doing, as far as locking up McLaurin, locking up Debo and Zach Ertz, I'll take that chances. Like I'll take my chances with Jeremy McNichols and Ben Sinnott, even though I did like him out of the draft. So far, players to the game that really stood out to me, George Karlaftis, again, having a great half. Offensively, it's hard to really pick a standout. I do think that shout out to Jalen Moore, who was really struggling the first couple of possessions and has righted the ship. I do think that that's been huge. And, I will say like Kelsey, he does, he has some drops. He's had some balls go off his hands, but he does always seem to bounce back. And that's huge. Not only did he have that big wide open catch, but they had a third down there where he goes down and fetches it low to the ground. He does a nice job of kind of righting the ship. So let's not panic too much. I know we all had it in our head that the Chiefs were just unfathomable, untouchable, and that this was just going to be 2018 all over again. And I think there's some reasons that this game could look a little bit like it does. And who knows, maybe the Bills game looming is a part of that. And maybe part of it is just that they underestimated what the Commanders were going to bring. And again, Dan Quinn, he can really rally the troops. There's some real Hall of Fame talent on that defense. It's not playing at that Hall of Fame level. But Von Miller, Bobby Wagner, those guys have got bust waiting for them in Canton. They know how to play the game. They know how to rally the troops. So I think they are playing like the underdogs that they are. Let's get some final score predictions here in the chat. Make sure that you come back here for the post-game celebration. Hopefully a celebration. We'll be celebrating or we'll be sobbing. Whichever we do, come do it with us, with Adam Best, with Sterling Holmes, with Patrick Allen at the post-game party. If you haven't, if you like this type of content, and if you enjoy hanging out with other Chiefs fans at halftime, subscribe to our channel, share our videos. That's the best way to do this. That's the best way to grow this community instead of, listening to ESPN and Chris Berman going, "Wah!" every 5 seconds on ESPN. Come hang out with Chiefs fans. Rhett Frego has the Chiefs winning 21-17. Nick picked the Chiefs 31-10. He's changing it to 21-10. Yeah. I said 31-17. That I'll take that score, but I'm not sure about that one. Final score 24-17. Wiley Possum. Tom Rodriguez says the Commanders winning 100-7. Honestly, that would be history. 14-7 final score. Slothy is still sticking with 87-13. It's still possible. The 13 for the Commanders is still possible. They get a couple more field goals, and then the Chiefs an explosion. Vladimir Putin's got the Chiefs 24-13. Mark has the Chiefs 23-21. Again, don't be a stranger. Come back, join us for the post game celebration. Let's all take a deep breath and collectively exhale. Like we've seen the Chiefs overcome a lot. We've seen it. If there's one team that is really good at playing close games, it's this team. And they're battle tested in the area. So I will take Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid over Dan Quinn and Marcus Mariota in that category every single time. So thanks for joining me, guys. That will be it for me here at halftime. Let's go check out the second half of this game. Go Chiefs.